Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's Wellness Chat. We're so glad that you've decided to join us. I hope everybody is staying cool and well. I know that in Denver, it's been in the 90s for multiple weeks and it's just really warm. So hope you all are doing well. This week, we are talking about establishing a routine back to school. This is very kid focused of how to get your family back on that routine. I will make sure that we also talk about if you don't have kids and what that might look like. I know for me personally, the summer was kind of hectic and I didn't have a lot of a routine, trying to visit family, get all the fun stuff in that we were able to do last year. So hopefully now that it's August, things are settling down a little bit more. You're getting back into the groove of work, and knowing that the pandemic is still not over. Obviously, some of this is up in the air. And above all else, if establishing a routine just seems too daunting for you, please, please, please take care of yourself. Sometimes the most that we can do each day is make it through. So I want to recognize that we are all in different places for that. So you all know that I love to start with connection questions. This one's going to require a little bit of feedback from you all. So I have 3 of them. And they're all school related. So starting with the first one, what was your favorite?
Get it on.
Oh, hi, Mona. What was your favorite PE game to play as a kid in elementary school? I think mine was any day that we got to bring out either the big parachute thing and like bounce a ball around on it, or get the little scooters. I might be aging myself really young right now, but the little scooters and, crawling across the floor and playing soccer that way were always my favorites. Floor hockey, so fun. Flag football, extra fun. I've never been a fan of ball sports. I had braces as a kid, got hit in the face with a basketball and bled for a very long time. Not my proudest moment. So second question, what advice would you give your middle school self? Thinking about those awkward years that we all went through, ages 10 to 13 or so. What advice would you give to your middle school self in 5 words or less? I think I would probably tell myself, stop trying to be so cool, because it doesn't matter when you're older. Yeah, feel free to use that chat function. Take yourself off mute, whatever works best. What advice would you give to your middle school self? I went to middle school in the early 2000s, so probably a lot of advice around not wearing, low-waisted skinny jeans or that back. Do homework the same day. So smart. So smart. Anybody else have anything that they would share with their middle school self? That's okay. And the last, learn to code. Joe, are you seeing a missed opportunity as an engineer, software developer? The last question that I have for you all. Yeah, grab the money out. Are you okay? Yes, and save all of that money, right? Don't spend it all on going to the movies with your friends. So last question, connection question I have for you all today is, what was your favorite class in high school? I'm trying to think back. I really, really enjoyed my AP biology class. My teacher for that class was really wonderful. Same thing with my American government class. I think he was the first teacher to ever teach me how to think critically about what we see in the news. So anybody else, what was your favorite class in high school. Wood shop. Awesome. Mona, did you get to build anything really cool? Do you still have it? No worries. If you have any further thoughts, feel free to throw them in the chat. Take yourself off mute. Oh, that's so cool. Mona made lots of picture frames and still has them. What a cool keepsake. Maria says chemistry. Maria, you are smarter than I am. Chemistry was always so difficult, but it was fun the days that we got to like burn chips and stuff to see how many calories were in them, right? Awesome. So let's dive right in. So how do we set ourselves up for success, knowing that we're going into like this new season of our life? And obviously all of these tips and tricks are merely just suggestions. If none of them work for you, that's okay. If all of them work for you, awesome. And as things change in your life, you might have to reevaluate how you are setting yourself up for success. You know, things look a little bit different in August than they probably will in January. So I always like to lead with grace and compassion for ourselves. So let's jump right in. So as humans, we are very much creatures of habits. We really, really like structure and dependability. It is like one of our lower brain stem needs is to have that structure. And we develop that need as young kids. That's a lot of brain science that we won't get into today. So we really like structure. Our bodies are really good at like the monotonous day in and day out type of stuff. So setting yourself up for success starts with planning it out. I know we've talked a lot about plans and goal setting, etc. Because it's important. It's really important to our health and well-being. I think planning it out is one of the most overlooked forms of self-care. It's not shiny and fancy. It's kind of bleh. But planning it out, your morning routine, so what time you wake up, the sequence of events that you do. Do you make your lunch in the morning? Do you make your lunch the night before? If you have kids, like what does your routine look like to keep you sane and well rested while also trying to get kids clothed and lunched and off to school? You know, do you need a moment of quiet time for you to have your coffee by yourself or to read the paper, eat breakfast with your spouse, whatever it could be? The same thing with an after school routine. Oh, I am so sorry for that. You know, planning an after school routine. So when your kids come home, like what does that structure look like? What does that dependability look like? Hopefully having those expectations set out early would be really helpful. And dependable, right? Like your kids are going to know exactly what to do every day. I know for me, when I was in school, it was always I had to come home. I got to eat a snack. I did my homework, and then I was allowed to go play or watch TV. So something as simple as that kind of guideline is easy. A bedtime routine, we talked about that a couple weeks ago with getting good sleep, establishing that bedtime routine, setting yourself up for quality sleep. We know that sleep is so very important to our overall health, our disease risk, or obesity, etc. Same thing with planning out our meals. We talked about meal planning last week. I think meal planning takes a lot of stress off. It doesn't matter if you're planning meals for a family of 5 or if you live alone, at least having some sort of menu going into the week. I know for me personally, if I don't plan my meals, I end up just like eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for dinner, which fills the need, but maybe isn't the most nutritious option I could make for myself. So setting yourself up for success through planning your meals and your activities, both your kids' activities, sports, band, clubs that might be in, and then your activities. You have to remember to take care of yourself too. So scheduling in your self-care, whether it's the gym, your doctor's appointments, time to go hang out with your girlfriends, guy friends, whatever it is. So step 1, plan it out. I am a person that likes to literally write it down. If it's written down, I can't forget about it. So I challenge you to do the same thing. Another step is setting up a dedicated space, especially now that we're still working from home. Our kids are going back to school. We still need that dedicated space. So a dedicated space for work, both for you and your kids, a dedicated space for rest, and a dedicated space for play. Setting the boundaries between those three spaces can help us kind of turn off the work brain and turn on the family focus brain or the rest brain. So having that dedicated space, making sure it has everything that you need, ample lighting, the right kind of sound. I'm thinking like, do you need a TV? Do you need not a TV if it's in your working space? Maybe you want soft music or an oil diffuser, things like that. So setting yourself up for success, make a dedicated space for the different aspects of your life. One of my favorite, and I think one of the hardest things that a lot of us struggle with, is flexing our no muscle. And it really is a muscle. Like, it's easier to say no the more often that we say it, when something doesn't align with our personal priorities, crosses one of our own boundaries, or like if we have to overextend ourselves. Saying no is such a good way. Obviously can't say no to everything, or maybe you need to like reevaluate some things, maybe get some support, offload responsibilities. But if you know by Thursday evening that you are just drained and need some like alone time, or family time, or whatever it could be, saying no to work, maybe working late, or saying no to that happy hour that you got invited to. I'm a firm believer in taking care of ourselves, in whatever isn't a heck yes is a heck no. So as you get back into the routine of back to school, there's probably going to be a lot of extra things to add to your calendar. So just remember to prioritize and say no to things that don't fit. You don't have to do it all, I promise. Again, prioritizing sleep. We've talked about the importance of that. Rest is it's just as important as our productivity. And it's really important too with our total health. And as we get into possibly a more busy season, knowing that at the end of the day, you are recharging yourself, and setting yourself up for a good day ahead. And last but not least, as we build out these busy schedules, having to show our kids around town, whatever it could be, remember to take some time for rest. It doesn't have to be every day. I would suggest, maybe once a week, even if it's like Sunday mornings, you have your rest time where you maybe take it a little bit slower, a little bit lazier, whatever it is. But objects in motion tend to stay in motion until they're not. And we don't want to burn the candle from both ends. So remember to say no and to take time for rest. Take time to be out in nature, outside, getting that fresh air. Currently, it's not very fresh in Denver. Thank you, wildfires. But getting that fresh air, having connections with your friends, really knowing what will help you fill up your cup, to help you keep going. So reading, friends, going to the movie, having a date night with your spouse, anything that feels relaxing and restful to you. And that, my friends, is what I have for this week. Next week is the last Wednesday of the month, so I invite you to submit any of your burning health coach questions. You can do that either on a Google form, in an email, you can call us, whatever works for you. I always love getting those participant questions because they make me research a little bit more, and that's so much fun. If you have missed any of our previous wellness chats, head over to incentivehealth.com/wellness chats. We have a library of all of them stored there. We invite you to share them with your friends, family, colleagues, whatever it could be. And as always, if you have any questions about the program for you specifically, we have health coaches on the line Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 Mountain Standard Time. Feel free to email us, call us, text us, whatever way works best for you. And with that, my friends, I hope you have the best rest of your day, a really great weekend, and then a safe and happy rest of your week and weekend. And I will see you next week.